Tack up with us while I tell you how I accidentally gave my horse the wrong name. So when I first adopted Rudnik back in 2019, he had the name Tivio at the rescue, which is basically just derived from his registered name, Cash Tivios Gold. Now, while it did suit him, and I believe it would still suit him to call him Tivio now, I wanted a fresh name with meaning to represent the fresh start in life that he was getting. I also wanted something that would be connected to the names of my heart horse that I had growing up, Mina. I also adopted Mina from a rescue, and she came from a feral herd of horses in Alberta, and at the time I lived on the island, and so when I adopted her, she was very much untouchable and, unbeknownst to me, pregnant. So about 9 months after I adopted her, she had a little filly who I then named Lacey. Now, Mina's full name, because I had plans of showing her dreams, big dreams that never happened, her full name was Mi Bonita Nina, which means my beautiful girl, and I just called her Mina every day around the barn for short. So when Lacey was born, she became Mina's legacy, if I'd ever planned to show her as well, with just the shortened name Lacey. Now, I was quite young when I named Mina, and at the time I believed Mina to be translated to mine, meaning she is mine, my girl, my horse, mine. Now that I'm learning the meaning of Rudnik's name, that may be incorrect. However, when I adopted Rudnik, I knew that I wanted to have some sort of memory of Mina in his name. I was forced to give both Mina and Lacey up back in 2016, and so when they were given up, I pretty much gave up on my dreams of horses. I wanted to be a horse trainer. I wanted to train. That was what I wanted to do. That was what I wanted to build my life around. So being forced to give them up, I kind of felt like I was being forced to give up those dreams as well. Rudnik represents a fresh start and a second chance at those dreams, so it was really important for me that he had a name that kind of represented that as well. And because English words and names can be quite boring and plain, I wanted something that was special, so I spent hours on dictionary.com, thesaurus.com, whatever it was, typing in just random meaningful names and looking at the translations in other languages. That is when I came up with Rudnik, which meant in Croatian, mine. I thought this was perfect because the name Rudnik seemed like it was going to fit him perfectly, and it had that connection to Mina. Now I'm probably completely butchering the translation or the pronunciation of Rudnik, and I do apologize. I do not mean any disrespect. I'm sure it's probably pronounced something closer to the lines of Rudnik, and correct me if I'm wrong on that. But it seemed like it was going to be a perfect fit for him, give me that connection with Mina still, kind of keep her memory living on, while still having that meaning of mine. He's mine, my boy, my horse, and I hoped that would play into kind of the horse that he would become someday. It wasn't until Rudnik really got a presence online and we started reaching further corners of the world that I learned my translation was wrong. While Rudnik does still translate to mine, however, it is not quite the sentimental version of mine that I thought it was. It represents a coal mine, like a mine under the ground, coal, dirt, gold mine. And while it does still suit him because he looks like coal with the coat colorings, and I believe he's truly like finding gold in a mine, it doesn't quite have the sentimental meaning that I was going for. Which leads me to believe that Mina may not have the correct translation either, so I guess it still provides that connection that I was looking for to Mina. It just doesn't quite have the same sentimental translation that I was hoping for. But his name is Rudnik. I feel like it suits him perfectly. It's here to stay. I'm not changing it. His registered name is still Cash Tivios Gold. However, Rudnik, not quite as sentimental as I thought it was, and I have now just named my horse after dirt.